Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I've got some Mesozoic creatures from Tamiya to play with. And these are in 1:35 scale, so they're quite small. The box artwork is littered with a lot of colour variations, so nobody knew exactly what these creatures look like. We've got free reign. They also have some larger kits available in this range. Right, let's open it up and check it out. We have a black and white 2-page assembly instructions, and they look pretty easy to put together. And now we have 2 plastic sprues containing all 6 models. I just need to set them free from their restraints. All the names of these creatures are printed on the box, and I'm not going to have a go at pronouncing them. So we have some tips, and these are ideal for beginners. Well, the likes of us, we don't need that. The assembly instructions themselves come with some basic facts about the dinosaurs, and you can see that each model comes in only a handful of pieces. And with that said, let's get building. Step 1, remove the pieces from the sprue. Step 2, clean up all the tabs. And step 3, glue all the parts together. I'm using Tamiya model cement, and this will weld both halves together. And because the pieces can warp, it's useful to have some clips on standby, and this will force the pieces to set where you want them. And after a few minutes, you'll have all 6 creatures completed. Now I'm planning on creating a little diorama to display these guys, but first I need to paint them. And I start off by giving them a coat of grey primer. I'm going to paint these guys as a batch, and that involves painting each one in their base colour. I'm trying to keep the colours fairly earthly and subtle, and then with a lighter colour I give them all a dry brush. This not only gives me some colour variance, but it also highlights all the details, so that way I know exactly what I'm working with. And then for the next pass I add on the colour variants, and this could be stripes or spots or even a lighter underbelly. I try to vary the colours and the markings across each creature as much as possible. Then it's just a matter of painting on the eyes, teeth and so forth. And then before you know it, your creatures are completed. 4 of them have bases, so I've painted them up in a rocky texture. So that way when I make my diorama, I can blend them in. And speaking of the diorama, I'm going to need some PVC board, as well as a bunch of offcuts. So basically I'm going to make a rocky watering hole, which gives these random creatures a reason for being together. So I've cut down and shaped a lot of these pieces, and that gives me an outline of where everything's going to go. Next I mix up some milliput, and this allows me to join the pieces together as well as create new pieces, as I'm wanting the terrain to feel organic. All the creatures that come with bases also held into place with milliput, and the idea is to make it look like an extension of their bases. Balled up tin foil will help create that rocky effect. Even though it's not essential for this project, I chose to apply some base colours. Everything will eventually be covered in mud. This is just a backup in case anything peeks through. And the pond itself gets a murky green colour. It does help to have some debris on dioramas, so I'm going to apply some loose rocks as well as these deadfall trees. But first I'm going to cover everything in this wet mud effect, and anything I drop onto it should stick to it as it dries. So this diorama is basically a watering hole which is drying up, and this is the last pool left, so everyone's fighting for the remaining water. And now's a good time to add on the remaining creatures. I also dab on some of the mud effect around the feet and legs. This will help add to the realism as well as adhere them to the base. I have some realistic water effect from woodland scenery. This only seems to work in small doses, and luckily I don't need much. So I'll pour in a couple of capfuls. This should level itself, but it might need a little encouragement with the back end of a brush. Because this water is way too clean, I add in a few drops of some brown wash, and then I carefully mix it in, then leave it to settle. And the colour should equalise by itself. This base is pretty much all one tone, and once it's dry I'll add in some variations. And to do that I dry brush on a couple of different shades of brown. This made a huge difference and helped bring the diorama to life. The water's a little bit still for my liking, so I add some movement and some froth with this product. This will set mostly clear to create ripples, but the thicker areas will create a froth effect. And that's it, my little diorama completed. As stated on the box, these creatures are from the Mesozoic era. Other than the crocodile and the Tyrannosaurus, I cannot pronounce the rest of these creatures. But I do like the fact that they're all fighting for the last water source. And the wet look mud effect really does help sell it. I've done a few other dinosaur models in the past. I always find them quite fascinating. I will leave a link to one of them at the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, if I can do it, so can you.